Hello and welcome to Nursing 2219. I am Mrs. Paget, Tamara Paget, and I'm one of your course faculty here. Myself and Ms. Hamilton are super excited to have our second year of the online LPN to RN transition program. Huge success last year, and we're confident and hopeful for just as good, if not better, second year. So welcome. Today in this video, I'm just going to go over a little bit of what will be expected this semester, how the course is organized, where you can find information, and what will be expected of you. So hopefully you're just as excited to start this journey as we are for you. And you'll hear me say this throughout this video and through pretty much every video that I make, and probably during announcements and stuff too. If you have any questions, please ask, please reach out. Ms. Hamilton and myself are here to help you in this course and help you learn and to become a successful RN. Think about your name, RN. Doesn't that sound awesome? We're super excited for that. So if you have any questions, reach out, let us know. It's honestly our job to answer your questions. So a little bit about myself. I graduated from nursing school in 2003. I know that's a really long time ago, from Baylor University in Texas. I worked pediatric ICU for a long time, about 11 years, and was part of the military for the last about the last 4 years of that. I was working as an Army nurse in Hawaii, where I met my husband. He's an Air Force pilot. I did a lot of airvacs to remote islands, to Japan, airvacs patients from Hawaii to the mainland, things like that. It was a very exciting time. Then we moved to Oklahoma after we got married, and I started working at Western. Got my master's at Oklahoma University. I worked at Western in the nursing, obviously with the nursing program, in the freshman section, and also was the simulation coordinator. So worked there 2014, 2015, and then we moved on, and I was able to just stay attached to the team, helping grade papers and helping, just assignments and things like that I could do remotely. Last year, when this online program came about, we decided it would be a good fit for me since I work remotely anyway, and you guys are learning remotely, and everybody just can be from all over the place. So that's a little bit about me, how I started in with the program, and what's happening. I do have 3 kids. I have a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 1.5-year-old. So they keep me busy as well. You'll see lots of postings and responses and things like that from me at like weird times, just like I'm sure you are getting your assignments done at weird times. Just how life happens, right? We work when we can, we get our work done when we can. So that's just a little bit about me, about the course. I'm sure that's really what you want to know. You don't care about Miss Paget. You're like, okay, let's get on with it. So here we go. Anytime you need help from Miss Hamilton or myself, I'm gonna turn it off. That's got a weird reflection there. Oh, it's still there. You can feel free to Zoom with us. Zoom is basically how I'm making this video right now. It's like Skype or what do you use on iPhone? FaceTime. It's a way that we can communicate, have meetings, things like that, where we can answer questions for you. You can talk to us, we can answer, we can do face-to-face even though we're not in person. So just to let you know, that is available. But I'm going to do a screen share, and we'll go over just all about the course. You have found this video, so you know how to log on to Moodle, which, hey, that's the first step. And you also know how to get access to your course. So that is good. We'll go back here, and hopefully this lets me go back to the course. Here's the course. You might see some things that are different when you log onto your course, and what you're seeing right here. This will probably have Miss Hamilton's picture as well. Just things like that that will be updated. I know I see right here that this announcement section is twice. There will only be one announcement section. But this is where Miss Hamilton and myself will tell you what's going on, things to watch out for, things to look for, maybe some reminders, maybe a date needed to be changed, things like that. That will all be listed right here in your announcement section. So please make sure that you're checking that frequently. You can get that linked to your email so that you're getting emails when there's an announcement, and that will be an easier way for you to keep track of when things like that are happening. Also, there's this have a course question forum. If you have a question, please post it here. If you feel like it's a private nature or you aren't comfortable posting it, that's fine to email us. But if you're having that question, probably someone in your class, one of your classmates is having that question as well. And also, this way, both Miss Hamilton and myself have access to this and get notified when somebody posts something. So we'll get notification just the same as we would an email. So this is kind of like emailing both of us, and whoever is available first to answer your question can answer right there. And that way your peers have access to that information as well. This social forum that's just for you guys to talk about amongst yourself. Miss Hamilton and I don't check this, don't read this. This is all for you guys, just you guys. Obviously, you kind of scrolled past that because you got to your step 1 video, which you're watching right now. This next section, your getting started section, which we'll go through in just a minute. Here's your course syllabus, additional course information, your clinical information, and your simulation information are all right here. Well, we're going to go ahead and just kind of walk through step-by-step different sections here, and you'll be able to see this. I am not going to read through everything because that's going to be boring for you. You can read. You are in college. You know how to read and comprehend information. Otherwise, if not, I'm going to tell you, you're not going to be able to do very well in this course. But I'm sure you all can plainly read the information that we have provided you. And if you have any questions about any of it, again, let me know. But this is going to tell you need to read and print the course syllabus acknowledgement form, which we'll go over in just a minute. And then these are just some reminders of different things that we're going to talk about within these different sections. So number 2, your learning and clinical outcomes. These are what you should learn and what is going to be expected of you during the semester. Go through, look at these, read them, have fun with them. Your faculty information. This is just information about Miss Hamilton and myself. This tells you how to get in contact with us, when we'll be available, and just kind of guidelines about us. Here is your course syllabus. So this is going to be linked to download and print off your syllabus. I am going to go ahead and well, actually, we're going to come back to this because you want to know the nuts and bolts of the course, which is going to be found in a couple sections down, and that's what you're really interested in. So we'll go through that again. Your handbook is the next section. Also, you need to go ahead and download this, read through it, and acknowledge that you have received this handbook. The handbook is different than your syllabus. Your syllabus is very detailed on just this course, the 2219 course, whereas the handbook is kind of a guide to everything that will be expected of you as a nursing student. It is your conduct requirements, how we expect you not to cheat, we expect you not to plagiarize. What is plagiarism? What is considered cheating? Go through and look at that. Make sure that you're following these guidelines throughout the semester. What is our dress code? How do we expect you to act during clinical? All the things that are constant over both semesters for you, or all 4 semesters for the traditional students, are going to be found there in your handbook. So I really encourage you, go ahead, download that, read it, print off the acknowledgement form, and send that back to Miss Hamilton. Your student discussion forum instructions, I'm not going to click on that right now because that is going to be gone over later. But this course organizational list, this is what you really want to go in. So you can even pause this video right now if you want to. Go in, click on, here it is, number 7, your course organizational list. Go ahead and I am going to go ahead and share that with you because that's really what you are interested in. I don't know why it's not. Here we go. This is the information that you want to know. So this is your 2219 organizational list for fall 2019. This is different than it was for fall of 2018. So you might know people that went through the course last year. We have made a lot of changes for the better, absolutely for the better. We're excited about the way that we have restructured the course, and I think it absolutely benefits the students, and that you'll have a much easier time kind of navigating the course in this online format with this organizational list here. So the course is broken down into 7 different modules. You will have 3 mental health modules and 4 medical surgical modules. We are starting with mental health. You can see that right here. Module 1 starts on August 19th, first day of class, and it goes through September 1st. Most modules are going to be 2 weeks long. There's a couple exceptions during fall break, or I think Thanksgiving break, sorry. You have the whole week off, so that module is open for 3 weeks. That way it gives you a chance to actually take your Thanksgiving break. And also the topic here. Here is the Module 1, August 19th through September 1st, and we're going to be covering mental health. We are going to be covering 8 chapters, and these are the 8 chapters right here that you are going to be responsible for the information in these chapters. So it's very easy to see what chapters are being covered, what your dates are. Almost all of your assignments are going to be due right here, September 1st. When the module closes, that's when assignments are due. We're not making it so that you have assignments due throughout the semester. Some of your procrastinators are going to have a hard time with this due date at the end of the semester, but it was just too confusing having assignments due throughout the module. Nobody knew what was going on, when things were due. If you are a procrastinator, you are just going to need to buckle down, give yourself your own time frame, and make sure you get all of your assignments done. And then also on this organizational list, you will see all the assignments that are due. Here are all the assignments that are due by September 1st. Now, you might be like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of things. This first module, there are many more assignments due than will be due the rest of your modules. Most of your modules only have 3 or 4 assignments due. But this one, because it's the first one, you have like your syllabus acknowledgement forms, which we talked about. It takes a minute to print it off and upload it and send it back. Watch all of the videos. So you are already completing one of these first assignments. Go through, if you want to go through it, like I said earlier, hopefully you've already printed this off. Go ahead and cross this off. Your first assignment, done. One thing off. We also want you to watch your mental health clinical orientation PowerPoint and your module 1 video overview. And all of these things should be done within the first couple of days of the module opening. And here are what is going to be due pretty much every single module. You're going to have an exam. You will have a discussion forum due, and you'll have either a past point or a HESI assignment due. I'm just going to pause here for a moment and go ahead and plug in my headphones. Just like you, we have, sorry, just like you, I have a life too, and it sounds like my children's babysitter has brought them home, and they are making noise down there, so I don't want you guys to get distracted. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Back on track. So sounds like the kids are making noise in case you didn't hear that, but this way, hopefully there'll be less distraction. So in this assignments due, you'll have your discussion forum, your exam one, and either a pass point or a HESI assignment. Also in this module, you're going to have a practice virtual simulation. Again, all of these things will be discussed in more detail. This video is just an overview. I am not going to discuss in detail each assignment that is due because then, well, this video would be like 75 hours long and you would be so overwhelmed by the time it ended, you wouldn't even know what was what. I just want to show you the breakdown of this organizational list. This is, again, your Bible for the course. Please make sure it is printed out. It is posted somewhere where you can see it, probably daily, so you're reminded of all of these things that you need to complete and that you're crossing things off as you get them done. Here is Module 2. Again, your dates are on here, September 2nd through the 15th. Labor Day is within there, so even though the module is opening on September 2nd, that's when the information will be available to you. The college will be closed that day, so Ms. Hamilton and myself will not be in the office. But we will. You feel free to email us, of course, if you have something, and then we'll get back to you probably on the 3rd. So here's a good example of what your assignments normally will look like. You're going to have your discussion forum, your exam, your actual virtual simulation, and then a HESI case study on depression, which is what these chapters go over. So each module is broken down exactly the same way. Module 3, here are the chapters that you're going to be going over, and then your assignments. I want to point out down here in Module 4, you will have a dosage calculation exam. You must complete this before you can start your med-surg clinicals, and you must complete it with a grade of 90 or higher. And this is just to make sure that you are safe passing medications. That if you have a bag of 100 mLs of gentamicin and it needs to go in over 30 minutes, how do you program your pump? Well, you program your pump to run at 200 mLs an hour if you have a basic pump to deliver that 100 mLs in 30 minutes. So this is just basic nursing math that we need to just be able to show that we know that you are competent in that, doing your calculations before you can start passing medications. This exam is not proctored, so but we expect you still to not have help. Like it is not teamwork, but you are able to use, of course, a calculator and sheets of papers and things like that. But we do expect you to be on your honor and doing your own work. Also, your HESI is there. This date might be different on the one that you print out and are looking at, but that is, as of today, when I'm recording, the date that we believe that you will be taking your mental health HESI. Your mental health HESI has to be proctored, and it cannot be proctored by ProctorU, unfortunately. So you will have to make arrangements to come to the college to have that, to take that test. And we try to make these dates known to you as far in advance as possible so that you can make arrangements to be there. Here you go, Module 5. This is when we're going to, Module 4, we actually start medical surgical nursing, which obviously is a different book. Your mental health textbook is for your first 3 modules. And then here in Module 4, we start medical surgical. So we start in the medical surgical book. And these are the chapters we cover. Again, for Chapter 5, covering these chapters. We are covering a smaller amount of chapters, but the page numbers are about the same. So I just wanted to go over that quickly with you so that you kind of know what to expect for that. Yes, so print that off, look at it frequently, and know it. I can pull up the syllabus now and share that with you a little bit. I think that that will probably be helpful. Again, I'm not going to read over sorry, I don't know why this started at the very end of the very end of your syllabus. I guess I was looking over it and forgot to start it at the beginning. Here we go. So here it is, your Department of Nursing Education syllabus for course 1119, your LPN to online transition program. Nobody has any questions about table of contents, but there you go on page 3. Area 4 is your syllabus responsibility form that you need to print off and sign. You also need to print off that you understand this mass immunization prophylaxis program, and this is kind of like, you know, World War III is about to happen, and everybody's being called in that can be called in to help do vaccines. Here is the breakdown of the actual course. Here is the catalog descriptions, what is going to be required, your text. Like I just talked about earlier, this is your medical surgical book, your medical surgical nursing assessment and management, and then your book that we're going to focus on first, the Foundations of Psychiatric and Mental Health Nursing. This is your second, the book that will be in for modules 1, 2, and 3. And then for module 4, we move up here to the medical surgical nursing. That should be kind of self-explanatory, but if you do have any questions about where we are in a book or anything like that, please let me know. Here are some other books that will be very good for you as references for this semester. Your Nursing Diagnoses Handbook. You probably used many of these in the summer program. Your drug guide, your HESIs, which these are great resources for studying, not only for your test, but that will help you prepare for your NCLEX as well. I really encourage you for you to be doing 5 to 10 questions, either from an NCLEX book or your HESI book nightly. You can start with the mental health areas, like go through in whatever we're studying, whatever section we're on. In the theory portion of the course, go ahead and be doing those questions and getting yourself ready. That helps you get ready for the test and helps you get ready for the NCLEX as well. And down here are some of your recommended text. Another exam review book. Here's your Calculate with Confidence. If you have any doubts about your ability to pass the medication exam, the medication calculation exam, this will be a great resource for you to study from. Online student minimum need. This just talks about what you need to have as an online student. You need to be proactive. You need to have drive to get things done yourself. There's nobody going to be there telling you, okay, it's time to read chapters now. Okay, you need to have this assignment done. You need to be working on this. You need to be able to be dedicated and disciplined within your own self to get these things done. You obviously need to have an internet connection, have Google Chrome or Firefox. Here's requirements for a computer. I'm sure most computers that you buy today are going to have everything you need. If you have any questions about that, feel free to reach out. I'll probably pass you along to our IT personnel, but we will get you contacted with the people that you need to get contacted with for that. So here are your learning and clinical outcomes. This is just what we are expecting you to learn through our course and through the clinical and theory section of the course. Sort down here, this is going to go into the course outline. So again, it's going to I'm not going to read this to you. You're going to go through mental health. You're going to go through, which is the first section. Then you're going to go through medical surgical portion of the course. Your faculty, Ms. Machado, she is our program director. Ms. Hamilton and myself are the course faculty, and this Ms. Holder she is the clinical coordinator. So she is the one that arranges where and when you're going to be doing your clinical. clinicals. And then we also have lots of clinical faculties. We also have other clinical adjuncts that you will be in contact with while you're doing your clinicals. Our policies, you need to come to class prepared. So we don't have actual class time, but we are expecting you to read your assignments, get your work done, be prepared. If you do not complete an assignment, you will receive an assignment, if you do not submit an assignment on time, you will be docked points. If it is more than usually 3 days late, you will receive a 0 for that assignment, but you still actually need to complete the assignment. All assignments must be completed in order to pass the course, even if you know that you're going to be receiving a 0 for that assignment. So all discussion posts, all post conferences, all clinical paperwork, everything has to be completed for you to be able to pass the course. But if it is more than 3 days late, unless you have, reached out and contacted your grader and let them know, why there's a delay in the being able to complete it, then you can work with them. But just so you know that all assignments must be completed. Zoom conferencing is like a Skyping or FaceTiming on an iPhone. It's just a way for Ms. Hamilton or myself to reach out and be able to talk with you one-on-one or even as a group and answer questions. This learning question and answer session Ms. Hamilton is going to be doing with you all, and I think that's going to be a great time. If you cannot make it, it will be recorded and made available to you, and you will you'll be able to gain a lot of knowledge about the material in that section. So I would encourage you to attend or at least watch the recorded session. So examinations, you will have an exam over at the end of each module, with the exception being module 7. That information will be covered in the final. You will also have your mental health HESI, which we have talked about, and then an exit HESI, which your exit HESI, because we've not obviously covered all the information that you'll be required to know to pass the course, that just counts as a quiz grade. We count it as a quiz grade because we want you to actually take it seriously. Otherwise, no one would really care about it. But you do have to you have multiple attempts to pass the exit HESI throughout the course, and you only really have to pass it once. So if you do very well the first time, then you don't really need to worry about it. Also, if you do not do very well, if you do not pass it, you will be required to do some type of remediation, which will be explained to you later in the semester. It is actually in here, but I'm not going to go through it right now because I believe we are making some changes, and I don't want to confuse you by saying anything that might not be current at the time that you're watching this. So we've talked about the student discussion forums. Student discussion forums are different than student post-conferences. The discussion forum is part of your theory course. The post-conferences are part of your clinical course. So each module, so there are 7 modules, right? So you will have 7 discussion forums. You will need to have some type of original posting. You'll have a question or an assignment to do. You'll have to do that posting, and that will be that is the exception to the rule of everything being due at the close of the module. Your original posting must be done by that intermediate week, and we'll have dates on there. In this way, your peers have time to reply to those postings. If I said, oh, it's just all due by the end of the module, everybody would wait until like the Saturday or the Sunday to do their original posting, and nobody would have time to reply to them, and there would be no discussion. So the whole point of this is that for there to be a back and forth discussion that would typically happen in a classroom environment. And so since we don't have a classroom, that we have our online classroom, that's what the discussion is for. Your clinical grading. Now, this is done by your clinical instructor, and I'm not going to go through all of these because we do have a section of videos for each of these, but I just want you to be aware that they are here. The grading scale, 92 and above is 100, 84 to 91 is a B, and then a C is 76 to 83. You do need to make a 76 in the theory portion of our course to pass the course. If you have a 74% for your theory grade and 100% for your clinical grade, you cannot use your clinical grade to bring up your theory grade and still pass the course. If that doesn't make sense to you, you need more clarification, let us know. But it is similar to the clinical grade. You need an 84 to pass the clinical section. So if you have an 82 in clinical and a 95 in theory, you cannot use your theory to bring up your clinical grade. So you need to pass each section individually to be able to pass the whole course overall. Hopefully that makes sense to everyone. The breakdown of the clinical grading requirement is here. Again, we are having multiple different exams, a final, the HESIs, the assignments, participation, post-conferences, discussion forums, things like that. So here it tells you you have to have a 76 or higher on the cognitive exams, which are the theory exams, and 84% or higher for your clinical clinical section of the program, and you must do 100% of all of your assignments. This is the grading time frame. Your grading faculty tries to get your paperwork back to you within a week. That's our goal, and that is also why you'll see that some people have assignments due at different times. If I get 14 pages all due the same day, it will be a bit difficult for me to get all of those back in a timely manner. I am going to stop going over your syllabus right now because the rest of this goes over requirements for clinical, and we have a completely separate section for that. So I am going to stop my sharing of that right now so that you don't start getting confused and a little bit overwhelmed. So we'll go ahead back to, I'll take off my glasses here so that you can see my face again. We'll go ahead and go back to the Moodle pages and kind of go over that. But hopefully you're kind of, after the summer program, you're kind of familiar with how everything is broken down and how to navigate Moodle. If you have any questions at all, there are some Moodle specific tutorials that the IT department has made that could help you. But I think it's pretty self-explanatory. We'll go back here to our page overview. So we went through our getting started section. You went through your syllabus. You printed off your organizational list. You know how to look for announcements. You know how to post course questions. This is also where you're going to find all the information you need for clinical. So go ahead. I encourage you later on when you're ready to go ahead and hit this little green book of clinical information and go through step by step, read all of that information. And if you have any questions, let us know. Your sim lab information is here. We have tried to really break it down so it's easy for you to find your information. Again, I'm not going to go through all of this because that would be really overwhelming and this video would last all day. Obviously, this should say mental health clinical schedule fall of 2019. When that gets updated, it will be reflected on when you are logging in. That will be on there. And your assignment due date. So each grading faculty is going to break down their students individually. So go ahead and print this out, and that way you know when your assignments are due. This is, again, the clinical portion of the course. Everyone has the same due dates for the theory portion. Here is where you can find all the information you need about your clinical paperwork, your CAR, probably your very first assignment that you'll do. Here's where the assignment information is going to be found. You can click on that and just go through step by step. Here are 6 different steps for you to have all the information you could ever want about a CAR. So we have really tried to make it easy. We are also open to suggestion. If while you're going through this course, you're like, oh man, I really wish this were in a different place, or I really wish this information was broken down this way, or I really wish I had more information about this, reach out and let us know. By you telling us, that really helps your, we can probably maybe provide that information to you, and then it will help your, the students that are coming on in later semesters too, because we're not a student, so we don't really know. This area here is your daily clinical evaluations. This is going to be for your med-surg portion. This is your MAH stands for mental health student evaluation upload. So you will do this at the very end of your mental health clinicals, and that is explained in detail when you are looking at your clinical information. And these are all, anything that is says your clinical evaluation, that is uploaded to your clinical instructor, not your grader. So here are your med-surg assignments. Again, I'm not going to go over that because that would be overwhelming to you. But here are your post-conferences. And when you log in, you should actually see dates by each one of these. At this time, we don't have those dates firm yet. So it is not in there. But by the time you log on and you start the course, you'll see dates on here. So every week that you go to clinical, you will have post-conference. So those are all in here. So now we're going to go down to Module 1. Everything is right here within the module that you need. Here is your green little book that all your information about the module is going to be, and then here are all your assignments. Here is where you're going to do your bloodborne pathogen quiz. Here's where you're going to upload the paperwork for your PassPoint, where your syllabus and student handbook acknowledgement and signature pages. That's where you upload those. Your study plan, which I actually haven't talked about, but we want each of you to figure out a study plan. When you are going to, and this does not have to be anything like super official or super detailed, but I want to know that you have time set aside each day, or 5 days out of the week, or whatever it is where you're going to study. Are you going to study from, 8 a.m. to noon, Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday? Are you going to study, 7 p.m.? Your kids get about at 7, so you're going to dedicate from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. every night to reading chapters. You're going to do your discussion forums on Wednesday. That's when you're going to make your initial post. And then the next Wednesday, you're going to go back and you're going to do your replies. How are you going to stay organized? How are you going to make sure that you're staying on top of your assignments? When are you going to do your PassPoints and case studies? Are you going to be doing HESI questions every night? Are you going to be doing, 50 every week instead of 5 every night? What are you going to do to help yourself stay organized? This is not Miss Hamilton and I trying to micromanage. This is not us trying to be like crazy people. We just think that this is important for you to be successful, to have this study plan. So I want you to, it's on your organizational list, your study plan is right there. So go ahead, before you begin Module 1 information, go ahead and do your study plan, finish your study plan. And that just will help you stay organized. When are you going to take your test? Is it going to be different every week depending on your work schedule? Are you going to, that you're always going to have your husband or your wife at home on Saturday afternoon or Saturday mornings? And so you're going to say every other Saturday whenever whatever week that test is due, my wife is going to watch the kids, from 9 a.m. to 11:30. Give yourself a little bit extra time because sometimes it takes time to connect, and that's what I'm going to schedule my exams for. Also, just so you know too, the farther out you schedule ProctorU, usually the cheaper it is. So we already have our all the tests in there. So if you want to go ahead and schedule it now, And that way kind of you're held a little bit more accountable, because I think they charge you if you change your dates. You can go ahead and do that just a little bit, save you a little bit of money, and then help keep you accountable too. And that way you're not procrastinating until the last minute. Let your study plan upload your APA quiz. APA is, again, the way nursing papers are written, the way they are formatted. If you have me as a grader, please make sure you're using 2 spaces between each sentence. Everybody has their big thing. I cannot read papers that have 1 space between sentences. Just can't do it. Makes my eyes go boggled. I can't take it. That's part of APA formatting. Just a little extra tip right there. Here's your student discussion forum. You're going to click on this. I'm not going to click on it right now because the discussion might be changing between now and when you are opening your exam, or when you're getting ready to complete your discussion. So click on it. Your instructions will be right in there. You should be able to find information for every single assignment or every single task very, very easily. If you are having trouble, please let us know. That's what we're here for. But every module is broken down exactly the same way. And I'm not going to go through your module information booklets, because that will be, here I will. Go ahead and click on this. Every module should be broken down pretty much the same way. See, this isn't all done yet. So there will be a video here to tell you all the information you need to know about Module 1. So that's why I'm not going into that. But please, again, let us know if you have any questions about anything. Modules are pretty much broken down exactly the same way, every single one. All your dates that you need to be places, to know things, should be there. If you have any questions at all, please let us know. We're here to help you, and we're here to be successful. We'll work together, make this program a success, and get you those RN initials after your name. All right, well, happy learning, and look forward to you completing those tasks, getting those checked off on your assignment list, and then going on to Module 1.